Derrick Jaxn, who got caught cheating on his wife, is now divorcing his wife, and he out here in the streets with a new girl. I still cannot wrap my head around how embarrassing men are. If there's any lesson to be taken from this scenario, like this situation and the way this has played out, it is you cannot attach your identity to a man, married or otherwise. You can't do it because men will embarrass you. And it took me a long time to realize that. Like, I thought people was just being salty. You know, oh, the dating pool got pissed in it. I just thought people was being salty. No. Like, it's almost scientific at this point. Men must be conditioned to be embarrassing because I cannot wrap my head around how it appears she played every single rule right. She was doing the normalized Holy Girls. Hold on. She did this for him. Normalize Holy Girl Summer. And you're probably wondering, what would possess someone to do something like this? You want to know the answer? Marriage. Marriage is the reason she is wading in the water in a straw hat. You couldn't pay me to wear a straw hat, let alone to be wearing a straw hat to shame women who love themselves. Couldn't pay me. Oh, but marriage will have you out here looking foolish. Foolish! Because while she's out here in a $23 shake and go wig and a straw hat and a head to toe skirted outfit in the water, he sipping Mai Tais with Tata on the rooftop. Do not get me wrong. She's very cute. But baby, them is alcoholic beverages. And I thought we was normalizing Holy Girl Summer. I thought we was living holy. And any of this look holy to you? No, because it looks hoey. It looks hoey. I should have known when she was sitting on my couch looking like Huey P. Newton that he was going to continue to embarrass her. The way that she was holding his hand and rubbing his hand and really just trying to make him feel grounded in that moment, even though he embarrassed the dog mess out of her, I just knew he wasn't going to stop. You know what I mean? He just kind of had that energy about him. He wasn't going to stop. Ain't no way you would have had me out here looking like Stokely Carmichael and continue to embarrass me. Absolutely not. Can you believe all the bending and folding women do to make sure men are loved and supported and taken care of? You know they be on the internet talking about we don't care about their mental health?
Okay, so this woman has talked for 3 minutes. Okay, so there's no way that I'm going to be able to just do this reaction and not replay certain parts and pause and talk about it because she said too much. Okay, she has said way too much that needs to be addressed. And the thing is, I was scrolling, minding my own business, scrolling on TikTok in the wonderful world of TikTok, watching, posts that come up. And when I saw this, I was like, no. Okay, there's way too much misconception. And when I saw the comments that were aligned to this video, I'm like, no, we need to dig a little bit deeper because the whole point of me doing these reactions is because a lot of women see videos or see things that are trending or have conversations and they see it from a surface level. And for a lot of mindsets to be changed, just to be real, and for a lot of women to understand the way that men think, you cannot go from surface level. You have to dig to the root of the conversation and the root of the problem that a lot of people don't address. So let's just run this back. Okay, in true Rivah fashion, we're going to run it back. And I'm going to tell you my opinions on everything that this woman said.
Derrick Jaxn, who got caught cheating on his wife, is now divorcing his wife. And he out here in the streets with a new girl. I still cannot wrap my head around how embarrassing men are. If there's any lesson to be taken from this scenario, like this situation and the way this has played out, it is you cannot attach your identity to a man, married or otherwise. You can't do it because men will embarrass you. And it took me a long time to realize that. Like, I thought people was just being salty. You know, oh, the dating pool got pissed in it. Blah, 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 blah. I just thought people was being salty. No. Like, it's almost scientific at this point. Men must be conditioned to be embarrassing, because I cannot wrap my head around how it appears she played every single rule right. She was doing the normalized Holy Girls. Hold on.
Before we get into the Holy Girl Summer, let me say this. You know what will embarrass you? Being delusional will embarrass you. Living in a fantasy land while reality is still going on will embarrass you. Living in the mind frame that the man is supposed to just fluff your feathers and he does not have needs also will embarrass you. Living in La La Land and living the lie that a man is supposed to accept you just exactly how you are. He doesn't have needs. Only your needs matter. You can gain weight. You can do this. You can change the exact person that he fell in love with. And you will have a happy relationship because he's just supposed to accept you. And he's just supposed to say happy wife, happy life. And he does not have needs outside of you. And there is no one out there in the world who is going to look more beautiful than you are. And you are the most attractive. Being delusional is what will embarrass you. Okay? The reason why I made my initial reaction to the Derrick Jaxn whole scandal or whatever is because women would rather accept a lie from a man that makes them feel good than accept the truth from a man that might hurt their feelings. But you know what? Women who accept the truth from that man, and even though it might hurt your feelings, you know what it's going to do? It's going to plant reality into your brain so that you know how to move. Okay, so there's not going to be any rug from under your feet because you understand the nature of a man. And you understand that understanding the nature of a man is not something that's supposed to hurt your feelings because it's not about your feelings. It's not about your emotions. It's not about how it's going to make you feel or affect you because, as a man, he's not going to look at another woman and he's not going to desire for women to be like this because, he loves me so much. It's not about love. It's not about that. It's understanding how men are naturally wired. Once more women understand this, a lot of women will not have their feelings hurt all the time because they understand how he's made. Okay? A lot of women live in this delusional mind state. And then they can't fathom how things can go wrong. The thing about this situation in particular is that Derrick Jaxn, he was in a space that he was telling women all the fluff that they wanted to hear. And at the same time, he was going against men who are in the space talking about what women don't want to hear, but the truth to women. And telling women like, don't listen to them. They just saying this. They just saying something for the likes of Kevin Samuels. They don't really like women and they don't really understand women. Do you, boo? Get your degree, boo. Get your bag, boo. He's saying all of these things. Fluffing up women's feathers, making them feel good in a space where women didn't feel so good because men were telling them the truth, something that they've never heard from men, which was the truth. They couldn't believe the things that men really thought and how men really see women. And he was like, oh no, don't listen to this, the contrary. But at the same time, he himself is a man fighting his own male nature just to live up to the female nature, right? Living up to the female mindset and all the information that he was feeding to females. He was trying to disguise his male nature and being true to himself as a man just to fulfill that persona that he created. And you guys must be like, what you mean male nature? What you talking about? We're going to get into it. Okay, the more this conversation goes, you guys will understand exactly what it is that I'm saying.
We did this for him. Normalize Holy Girl Summer. And you're probably wondering, what would possess someone to do something like this? You want to know the answer? Marriage. Marriage is the reason she...
You want to know what would possess somebody to do this? Having a holy girl summer? It's not marriage. It's not marriage. You know what it is? It's religion. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of women. Can't say people. Because if you go to churches, the places that are filling up churches, it's not men filling up churches. It's women filling up churches. A lot of women have a hard time with balance. In general, in life. Okay? A lot of women have a really hard time balancing things. Now, I'm not talking about multitasking. That's not the same thing as balance. Okay? Balance is knowing how to categorize things and knowing how to not jump off into the deep end and fully submerge yourself and be one thing. A lot of women struggle with duality, that multiple things can exist at the same time. Okay? I'm just being real. I know women not gonna like this. They barely like what I say, even if it's true. Okay? Even if it's true. A lot of women jump into the deep end. They think that because of their religion, and I'm not talking about certain religions, okay? We're just going to talk about Christianity because she's a Christian. That's what we're going to talk about. They think that because of that, they shouldn't be sexy. They shouldn't be a freak in the sheets. They shouldn't exude any kind of worldly fashion. I'm just being real, guys. Don't be mad, okay? Even if you're mad, oh well. But I'm going to say it anyway. They think that they shouldn't exude any kind of worldly fashion or anything that looks like or looks similar to, because they are being, the Proverbs 31. Is it 31? If it's not 31, correct me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The virtuous woman. Okay? Let's be realistic. Let's just be realistic. You can be classy, okay? You can be clean. You could walk around in a certain way. You can hold yourself to a certain standard. But at the same time, you have to know how to differentiate. Guys, I'm just trying to be as respectful as I can while I have this conversation, but be real at the same time. So just bear with me. But this is what I'm trying to say. Do you think, as a woman, in an age where your man, and ironically enough, right? Ironically, Derrick is the same one who was telling women the opposite of what it is that I'm about to say. Ironically, he was the same man, again, that makes my conversations harder, because he was standing on his side of the totem pole, tugging women over there, telling them, oh, don't listen to women like that. Don't listen to men like that, because they're going to tell you this and they're going to tell you that. But you matter and you're the best and you're the prize. And he's tugging women over here. But ironically, because I'm having an authentic conversation, I'm still talking in a way that is almost like supporting what it is that he's doing in this time, if that makes sense. Even though it's not about the support, it's about reality. It's about being realistic. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Let's continue. Do you think in an age where your man does most of his business on social media, okay, you can scroll on Instagram right now and you're going to see about 10, 20 beautiful women, whether they're half naked or whether they're fully dressed. You're going to see beautiful women. You go to the grocery store, you're going to see beautiful women. You go to the mall, you're going to see beautiful, attractive women who are some of them classy, some of them trashy, some of them scandalous, some of them you can see their whole body, some of them you can see none of their body, but you're going to see a plethora of beautiful women. How do you think, for the sake of religion, being the virtuous, being the this, being the that, do you think that you cannot exude a sense of sensuality, okay, and be sexy for your man. How do you think you're going to be able to pull that off without him feeling some type of way? Because a lot of men cope. Like, a lot of men cope that there are sexy women outside and that there are not sexy women within their house. They cope that they can see sexy women somewhere else, but that their wife is not sexy. A lot of men are coping with that scenario. But you see, you have a man who is telling women all the things that they want to hear, telling women that they have all these choices and this and that, like literally, again, like I always say, fluffing these women's feathers up. And then at the same time, he is now having access to women that he maybe did not have access to before, who are throwing themselves at him. And when he sees these women and how they look and how they're presenting themselves and how they're coming, like how they step in, looking good, looking this, looking that, like, you know, not a hair out of place, and they cook, and they clean, and they're respectful, and they smell good, okay? And they're exuding this sexiness, whether they're showing it all off or they're not. And they body right, you know, 26, you know, stacked, small waist, you know, big hips, whatever, natural, not natural, all of these options. And then he come home to a woman who is, for a lack of better words, this is only for a lack of better words, no disrespect, just for a lack of better words, frumpy. Because she's holier than thou. She thinks it's a sin to exude any sexiness. She thinks missionary is the only position. Be real with me, guys. I'm just being real. You know, the women who have an easier time in relationships are the women who understand balance. Yes, I'm classy. Yes, I'm a good representation of you. But yes, I'm also going to put it down. Yes, I'm also going to be sexy. Yes, I'm also going to be attractive to you. Yes, I'm also going to be sensual with you. Let's be real. These are the things that women they'd rather, they want to be just one thing because it's easier. No, it's not about being one thing. It's about being multi-dimensional.
Wading in the water in a straw hat. You couldn't pay me to wear a straw hat, let alone to be wearing a straw hat to shame women who love themselves. Couldn't pay me. Oh, but marriage will have you out here looking foolish.
Ironically, you know, she's saying that, you know, she's shaming people that love themselves. And I want to be clear about something. It's so funny how women are so supportive of other women, right? And at the same time, like, as they're making the points, I'm not talking about somebody like me, but as they're making the points, they're also making fun of her. They're also making a joke out of her, but at the same time, they're trying to point the finger at the man, but they're still making fun of her, joking at her, laughing at everything that she does on social media. Oh, she done lost it. Oh, she done lost her mind. Oh, she done did this and she done did that. And not being supportive of another woman. That's why I said this, the sisterhood is full of hypocrisy. Because they're so supportive of other women, but at the same time, they love to make you the laughing stock of a joke. This woman stood by her man. Listen, let me tell you something. Danae, she played her role. Okay? The problem is him. Let me tell you why. Because as he's feeding, you know, oh, happy wife, happy life, woman of the prize, blah, 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 blah. He is not telling her the things that he needs or he requires. Because if he does that, he's then being, again, he's not being the Derrick Jaxn. He's being a hypocrite. So she's doing what she thinks is necessary. She's standing, you know, because of her religion, because of her beliefs. That's why she formed a school, a class to help women get through infidelity, because she was not leaving him for that. She understood that he made a mistake and she stayed with him through it. Her being classy, her being this, her being that. No, it's the leadership. And again, she's not thinking she's doing anything wrong because he's not telling her she's doing anything wrong because, again, he's being the voice of the women. You see, if it was a normal situation where maybe she's just, again, extremely 100% like super religious and he's evolved and he's no longer like that. And so now they're having issues because of this and that, which it is a little bit of that as well. It's a little bit of that as well. But you see, when he's going out to the front line and telling women that they don't need to change, they don't need to this, they don't need to that, and then at the same time, completely living a separate reality. She's thinking that she's doing the best thing for her marriage because of the support of him. Men be like, yo, men are something else. A man who is honest with his woman, he's gonna be like, so am I only supposed to be sexy women outside? When I got with you, you was fine. You was this, you was that. What's going on, babe? Babe, we ain't, you know, you ain't put it down in a while. What's up, babe? What's going on? Like, they're going to communicate this. So she's doing what she thinks is normal, what she thinks is the right thing to do, the right way. And again, this woman is putting all of it on the marriage. Gotta talk about the religion.
Foolish. Because while she's out here in a $23 shake and go wig and a straw hat and a head to toe skirted outfit in the water, he sipping Mai Tais with Tata on the rooftop. Do not get me wrong. She's very cute. But baby, them is alcoholic beverages. And I thought we was normalizing holy girl summer. I thought we was living holy. And any of this look holy to you? No, because it looks hoey.
This is what I don't like. Again, the criticism for this other woman. Y'all don't know her. Why does she have to be hoey? Like, this is a hypocrisy. Cause you were talking about how Danae is in a dress with a straw hat and how she's talking down about other women who love their bodies. And at the same time, you're calling this woman publicly a hoe. Oh, she look hoey. What about her looks hoey? What about her? We don't know what this man told her. We don't know the situation. We don't know nothing. But they're so quick to pass judgment on her because why? She's not, you know, covered from head to toe. This woman have a little bit of her midriff out and a little bit of shoulders out. I've seen people dress way worse. And y'all don't call them that. Y'all be like, oh, yes, sis, you the it girl. It's the hypocrisy. Not because he's leaving one situation and going to the next, you automatically have to bash the other woman, but that's what y'all do. And y'all talk about y'all love women so much. And you just look to somebody to place the blame on. Instead of taking all these things into consideration. I don't like that.
I should have known when she was sitting on my couch looking like Huey P. Newton that he was going to continue to embarrass her.
And look at the jokes. You see what I'm saying? Look at the jokes. But they be mad at me. Like, they be mad at me. I'm not making the jokes. I'm not making a fool. I'm not making a mockery of you. I'm just saying what it is. And the same women who are so supportive of other women be the same ones making the jokes, making a mockery of, making you feel bad, making you feel like this, making you feel worse than you already feel low. You already stayed with this man. You already tried to support him through it. You already made a video with him after he cheated on you. You done made a class and then he done left again. And here you are dumbfounded trying to figure out, well, what am I supposed to do? Because my man, my leader, the person who has led a whole bunch of women said that what I'm doing is the right thing to do. I didn't know no different. I thought all these other men, I thought Kevin Samuels was a lie. That's what I thought. Think about it. Think about it. But I want to know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.